Yeah, so today we are going to deal with adjectives. We are going to deal with adjectives of present and past participle and adjectives of quantity. Now, what is an adjective? An adjective describes or modifies a noun or a pronoun, right? And in English, many adjectives come from verbs. Today we will revise adjectives formed using present and past participle. Before that, let us just brush up what participle is. Now, a participle is a word that is made from a verb that usually ends with ing or ed, right? For example, interest, interesting. We have made a word by adding ing, or interested. We have made a word to the verb by adding ed, right? So today we learn about adjectives with ed and adjectives with ing. Now, adjectives with ed endings tell us how people feel about something or someone. For example, Ram said the movie is interesting. Now, how did Ram feel about the movie? It was interesting, right? So, this is adjective of ing, right? Now, Ram said the book interested him a lot. Adjective of ed, right? So, adjectives with ing describe what causes them the emotion, right? For example, I will give you an example. I was shocked by the president's words. I was shocked by the president's words. Shocked. Shocked is ed. So, this is adjective of what? Ed form. Adjective made by ed form. Now, in this example, in the first example, what it says is that shock tells how the speaker felt. So, I was shocked by the president's words. Supposing I change this sentence and I tell the president's words were shocking, right? The president's words were shocking. What made him, what was shocking? The president's words, that is the words that were shocking. So, this is how we make our adjectives with ed and ing. For example, let us do just one or two examples. Say, for example, I was a dash book. I was dashed by the book. Now, in brackets, they give you a word called bore. Sorry, the sentence is it was a dash book. I was dashed by the book. In the brackets, they give you bore. So, it was a boring book. I was bored by the book, right? Say, take down another sentence. I am dash because I had a dash day. I am tired because I had a tiring day. So, like this, you will have this exercise. Next, what we have is adjective of quantity. Now, adjective of quantity tells us about the amount, number or quantity of noun. But remember, it doesn't tell us the exact number. Now, today we will learn about some words like many, much, few, a few, little, some, a little, later, latter, further, farther, right? Where we generally get confused. Now, where to use your word many and where to use your much. Many we use to show countable noun things. For example, I have many students. Can we count students? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4 we can count, right? She has many pens. For things also we use. Pens also are countable. Now, much. I have much knowledge, right? I have much knowledge. But knowledge is not countable. So, much is used with non-countable things. They have much sugar. Can we count sugar? No. Now, this is very important. He has much money. Generally, we think that money is countable. Money is not countable. Coins and notes are countable, right? Then, where to use little and a little. This is very dicey, right? So, remember, little refers to uncountable nouns which has negative meaning. When you say there is little water in the jug, that means there is hardly any water, just 2 or 3 drops. That cannot quench your thirst. But when I say a little, it is used for non-countable things, but it is used for more in a positive way. That means there is a little water in the jug. That means some water is there which you can drink. Similarly, few and a few. Now the difference between little and few is that little is used for uncountable nouns and few is used for countable nouns. For example, again few is used in the negative sense. I said there are few students in the class. That means hardly any students are there. But if I say I have a few students, that means some students are there in the class. Now where to use your adjective little and less? Little is used in singular forms, right? I have little work to do today, right? Then I will say little. But when I will use less when I am comparing, I have less work to do today than yesterday. So when I am comparing, I will use less. Otherwise, in singular terms, I will use little. Now, further and farther. Now, further means in addition. For my further studies, I will go to America. Farther means it is distance. When you are talking about distance, like for example, you will say the red car is farther away from the blue car. That way. Now, when to use later and latter? Later, latter. Later is referred when you are talking about time, and latter is referred when you are talking about more than two things, right? For example, I will say I will cook later, right? That is later. When you are comparing, say he preferred oranges to apples because the latter were not as juicy. So I am talking about the second type. So I'll give you an example. He saw three. Now when to use? So the latter is when you are comparing, and last is when you use the word last when you are comparing it more than three. For example, he saw 3 toys and he liked the last one. So in this way, we try to use our adjectives. We will try to do our exercise and we will solve.